While the world is moving to battle combat, a new conflict is arising between China and India. Welcome back to the Global Titians today, and in this video, we are going to explore about the new emerging clash between China and India in eastern Ladakh. What will happen if India and China go to conflict? Let's find out. China and India currently have three sectors in their border disputes. The eastern, 90,000 square kilometers in Arunachal, the middle, near Nepal, and the western, 33,000 square kilometers in Aksai Chin, Ladakh. Long-standing disagreements over the border have plagued bilateral ties since the founding of the Republic of India in 1947 and the People's Republic of China in 1949. Such differences have resulted in at least one conflict, the China-India conflict of 1962, on both the eastern and western sectors, and numerous confrontations and standoffs since then. India is in China's crosshairs, as the Russia-Ukraine conflict in Eastern Europe and the Israel-Gaza conflict in West Asia enter their respective endgames. So where is the next conflict emerging? If you think it's Taiwan, then maybe you are wrong. The China-India is probably arising to occur in India's far northwest region sooner or later, somewhere between 2025-2030. What Eastern Ladakh refers to? Eastern Ladakh refers to the eastern portion of the Union Territory of Ladakh, India, particularly the area bordering China's Aksai Chin region. It is a strategically important area for both India and China, situated between the Line of Actual Control, LAC, and the Aksai Chin Plains. The 2025-2030 timeframe represents the optimum window of opportunity for China and the maximum period of vulnerability for India, reflecting the significant asymmetric balance of power in favor of China. Absent a modus vivendi between these two nuclear-armed adversaries, conventional conflict and the specter of nuclear conflict will be impossible to avoid. In China's point of view, China views the Ladakh region as a disputed territory with a complex history, including border disputes dating back to the colonial era. China's stance involves asserting claims over parts of Ladakh, particularly Aksai Chin, and viewing India's infrastructure development in the region as a provocation. China's actions, such as border transgressions and infrastructure development near the Line of Actual Control, LAC, are seen by India as attempts to change the status quo and exert pressure. A vital pillar for China's security is the planned land-based pipeline connecting Iran's oil and gas fields to Kashgar, transiting through Pakistan via the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. The planned route of CPEC runs from the port city of Gwadar near the Pakistan-Iran border through the key city of Gilgit in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, also claimed by India, to the Kunjarab Pass, which is the sole transit point connecting Pakistan with China's Kashgar terminus. It is likely to take at least a decade to complete the energy pipeline, by which time the DoD's report suggests that China will no longer be dependent on maritime routes for its energy imports. According to the DoD's China report, the critical first phase of Beijing's three-phase military modernization program is expected to be completed by 2027. The invasion route would run through Pakistan-administered Kashmir, on which India claims its sovereignty. The only way China can prevent this possible attack is by preemptively wrest control of a strategically significant portion of eastern Ladakh from India and to annex the seized territory and incorporate it into Aksai Chin. China's success in encroaching on Indian-held positions along the LAC in eastern Ladakh in May-June 2020, which incrementally nudged the LAC-West conflict, is a preview of Beijing's intentions. India's point of view Ladakh covers about 45,000 square miles, 117,000 square km, and contains the Ladakh Range, which is a southeastern extension of the Karakoram Range, and the upper Indus River Valley. Ladakh is one of the highest regions of the world. Its natural features consist mainly of high plains, deep valleys, rivers, lakes, and a series of mountain passes, such as Umling La, through which runs the world's highest drivable road. Ladakh has been contested by India and Pakistan since the dissolution of British India in 1947. After the ceasefire agreement of 1949, its southeastern portion went to India and the remainder to Pakistan. The region has been the site of several border skirmishes since. In 1999, India and Pakistan fought the Kargil conflict with Pakistani fighters eventually withdrawing from India-administered territory they had infiltrated. The harsh reality that India has to face would be the continued dominance of China. as India is dependent on Russia for the majority of its military equipments, and it's been happening for more than half a century. Getting in any conflict with China will cost India unable to rely on its equipment lifeline from Moscow, as Russia is growing its dependency on China for its economic security. Moreover, the continuous heavy supply of weapons and military equipments to support Ukraine and Israel for their respective conflicts against Russia and Gaza, the U.S. might be unlikely to be in a position to help India in any urgent military requirements in the case of any combat with China. The embryonic India-U.S. strategic partnership is not expected to develop into a bilateral military security pact within the 2025-2030 timeframe. Crafting a pathway from mutually assured destruction to mutually assured survival is the ultimate challenge confronting New Delhi and Beijing. Who will win? If India begins the combat, the country is more likely to lose from China. New Delhi needs to be clear about one thing: it will not get the border the way it wants. If it starts a conflict, it will definitely lose, Global Times said. This strong conflicting has shocked many. Even though India has improved its army and roads near the border, some experts say China still has the upper hand with better weapons, faster movement, and stronger support. But not everyone agrees. A former Indian general said that conflicts are not just about numbers or machines. India is tough and won't give up easily. Any fight will hurt China too, he said. According to the analysts, quite like the Gulf conflict or Operation Desert Storm in 1991, in which the U.S. military and its techno-savvy coalition partners used all kinds of global positioning systems, GPS, airborne conflicting and control systems, AWACS, sensors, precision-guided munitions, cluster bombs, Scud and Patriot missiles, and satellite communication systems. China will overwhelm India using multi-domain operations, imaginative conflict concepts, and emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and combat robots. It is considered that India might have to surrender in first 72 hours, as the primary battleground will not be on land but in cyberspace and the electromagnetic spectrum. A full-scale conflict between India and China would be devastating for both nations, with potential for significant global economic and political repercussions. While China holds a military advantage in terms of overall power, India possesses a large and capable military force, and both countries would face immense challenges in a prolonged conflict. The conflict could escalate beyond conventional conflict fare, potentially involving nuclear weapons, and would likely result in massive casualties, economic devastation, and long-term instability. Not only the countries, the conflict might affect the whole world. As the tension is building between the borders, one wrong move can lead to big trouble. If you find this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more updates about the current affairs of the world.